Hi, this is Pastor Andy, and this week in our sermon preview, we're going to be talking this week about the idea of the perfect church and whose idea of the perfect church that we should be looking towards. Is that my idea of a perfect church or yours, or should it be Jesus's idea? We're in the midst of this campaign, this series, if you will, about trying to understand the journey that we are on. And beginning this week, we're going to be talking about the individual letters that make up the word journey. This week, we start with the J, the first letter of the word journey, and that J, we said, stands for Jesus. Jesus is the authority. He is the one who instituted the church. In Matthew chapter 16, right after Peter makes his great confession where he says that you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. You are Messiah. And he was ready to go to great lengths for Jesus at that point. And obviously we know that there was a setback in Peter's life, as there is in all of our lives. But if Jesus is our authority, what does he want from us? What would it look like if our church, if all churches, if the global church was following Jesus as their authority? Well, we certainly all have different ideas and opinions of that, but we are given a model in Acts chapter 2. And the rest of this idea of journey, we're going to be unpacking those in coming weeks as well. But ultimately, what Jesus is looking for is people who are committed. He says to count the cost. He says to follow him, not when it's convenient, but all the time. He wants us to be committed. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, are we committed? Are we willing to follow? Are we willing to obey where Jesus would have us to go? What Jesus would have us to do? We have to be willing to answer the question, who do you say I am? Just as he asked Peter and the other apostles. I'll hope to see you there this week.